Welcome to the channel, everyone. My name is Jason. I'm the founder and CEO of BehindBarsBlueprint, an organization specifically designed to help individuals and their families navigate the incarceration process from beginning to end and even beyond. Today, we're going to talk about something that I have seen quite a bit and heard very little about, and that is why long-term custody really affects decision-making. It's something that I've tried to look into. I've tried to do a lot of research on, and I just haven't found a lot. I'm sure there's some stuff out there that I might be missing, but I think it's extremely important because long-term custody, long-term confinement, incarceration definitely will impact somebody's decision-making abilities. Let's jump into it. You see, people assume that prison teaches obedience. And in reality, it actually teaches compliance. And those are two very, very different things. You see, decision-making is a muscle that needs to be exercised like anything else. It's an ability, it's a skill. It's something that has to be not only cultivated, but it's something that also needs to be practiced and perfected. And you're never going to reach perfection, obviously, when it comes to decision making. Not every decision you make is going to be the perfect decision, obviously. But you're going to be better at it the more you do it and the more you strive at it. And that's where long-term custody actually removes the need for decision making. And we're going to get into a little bit more detail about that and what I mean. But the basic terms of it is when you're in long-term custody, when you are incarcerated for a very long time, all your decisions are made for you. So how does this impact somebody's decision-making capabilities? Well, when you're told when to eat, when to sleep, when to get up, when to shower, when to go, when to come, obviously you don't have to really apply a whole lot as far as where am I supposed to be next? Somebody's going to tell me. If I'm in the wrong place, trust me, someone's going to tell you. So without realizing it, just like any other skill, just like any other muscle, it's going to atrophy. And atrophy simply means the wearing down from misuse or non-use, okay? If you don't work out, you're not going to have large muscles. You're not going to have a lot of strength. Or if you do work out and you stop working out, you're going to lose that. That's called atrophy. It's the same thing with this. When you get to the point, especially with long-term custody, when you realize, hey, I will be told what I'm going to do and what I need to do and when I need to do it, your practicing of your decision-making skills that just particularly goes away. And that's not ideal, especially when it comes time for release. So what kind of things get lost over time? Well, yeah, a whole number of things get lost over time. Initiative, risk assessment, long-term thinking abilities, just future thinking. Hey, where am I going to be in 5 years, 10 years? A lot of people we work with, especially, you ask them, hey, what's your 5-year goal? What's your 5-year plan? Almost every time without a fail, that's just, you can tell they've not thought that far ahead. They haven't had to. That it's just one day at a time when you're in prison. Anybody that's done time knows. A lot of times it's just, you're just trying to do a minute by minute sometimes. Literally, I know that sounds crazy, but there's times when you're incarcerated, man, you're just trying to get through the next 60 seconds. And I know that sounds crazy, but when you're locked up for a long, long time, people, they stop asking, what should I do? And it kind of turns into more of a what I'm allowed to do. What am I allowed to do? Well, someone will tell me, so I don't need to do that. So in the process, you lose a lot of these very, very crucial skills that you're going to need. And understand, you do this for a very, very long time. You lose the ability to do proper risk assessment, long-term decision making, and then all of a sudden, one day, you're out into the real world, and now you have to have all those skills or you're in trouble. So this creates what we call at BehindBarsBlueprint, the overwhelm effect. It's exactly what it sounds like. Too much, too fast. I've spent years and years not having to make major decisions, planning ahead, thinking about the future, thinking about execution of key principles and tasks, risk assessment, what's in my best interest, what isn't in my best interest. And then one day I'm released out into the world, and now all of a sudden you're overwhelmed. Know an actual story of an individual that, and it was, sad. I wish I would have been able to get to them before. I didn't know any of this was going on, and I wish I would have known. This individual lost their job, and again, jobs are difficult to come by, especially sometimes when you've got a record. And this individual lost their job because they were late. And the reason they were late, they'd been late too many times. And when I did some digging and some honesty started coming out, it turns out that this person had picked up a barn kitten. Yep, you heard that right. Barn kitten, became attached to it and suddenly realized, or for lack of a better explanation, determined that it was absolute priority that this kitten be taken to the vet and given all of its shots. You see, I see two things when people get out and behave like that. It's either adaptation or versus damage. So they do one of two things. A lot of times they'll either shut down choices altogether. And I know what that sounds like. You say to yourself, how do you shut down choices altogether? Trust me, people find a way. Literally just put yourself in a position where you do not have to make any more decisions than you absolutely have to. It's a very boring life. Yes, it's a very unproductive life. And I would say at some point, especially if it goes on for a long time, it's not healthy. But then we have the flip side of that. We also see, and I wish I could say this, but I can't, there's really no middle of the road. It's either we're going to completely eliminate as many choices as possible so we protect ourselves, or we're going to be super impulsive. I'm going to go get a barn kitten and lose my job because of it. Super impulsive. That can't happen on either side. Neither one of those are good, and a lot of them don't happen overnight. That type of thinking is developed over long-term incarceration, where slowly, without realizing it, your decision-making abilities take a vacation. So the hard truth about all this, well, incarceration solves a control problem. It does not solve a decision-making problem. As a matter of fact, it creates one. And that's something where this program that we've developed is designed to help keep that muscle strong, to keep that skill set sharp. It is something where you can get into it every single day. You can study it. There's questions. Every single lesson, every single program, every single module in each one of these books has a quiz on the end of every single one of them. So it's not only, hey, I'm going to go through this information, but am I processing this information? Am I thinking it through? And if I'm missing questions, I get to know why. I get to look through and say, oh, you know what? Here's the real answer to this. Well, I wonder why I thought that way on that. Because otherwise, if you don't use something, if you don't put a system in place, your decision-making abilities, especially over a long term, this goes for family members that have loved ones that have been locked up for a long time, consider this program for them. It's something that can reignite that decision-making process. It shows, here's how you make better decisions. Here's why you make better decisions. Here's why you would choose this over this. Helps them exercise that muscle so they don't lose that ability to make good decisions, especially if they have an out date. And that's extremely important. But even if someone is life without parole, you don't want them to lose the ability to make good decisions. It's not healthy. It actually has negative consequences on the brain. And it's something that everyone needs to take very, very seriously. So the bottom line is, guys, if we don't start acknowledging this, we're going to continue to misjudge people. Now, that doesn't mean I'm giving everybody a free pass. But I think a lot of times what we may misconstrue as being non-compliant or not caring is simply someone who just has lost good decision-making abilities because of a prolonged period of time behind bars. It's one of the realities that we talk about a lot here at Behind Bars Blueprint. It's one of those things that we try to emphasize a lot, that there's a lot of change that goes on in an individual while they're locked up. And if we're not sympathetic to that, and we use a system like we have here with Behind Bars Blueprint to try to stave that off and keep that individual sharp and keep that individual ready for return, we're just setting everybody up for disaster. And we do that not with slogans, but with structure. So I hope this has been helpful. I hope this is something that if you think that you can use this, or a loved one you have behind bars can use this, please visit our website at www.behindbarsblueprint.com. You can also leave a comment on this video, or you can find contact information on our website if you want to get a hold of me personally. If you have any questions, any requests, we try to get to everything we can. I'm pretty busy, obviously, just like everybody else, but we try to get to every single thing that we can because we want to help. We've seen this stuff work, and we see it work all the time. We see it work week in and week out with people. And this has been going on for 20 years, everybody. I've been doing this for over 20 years, and we're trying to continually sharpen it, make it better, make it more applicable for everyday people in everyday situations. So again, if this has been helpful to you, I hope it has. Please leave a like, a subscribe, share it with somebody. And until next time, keep the faith. Stay strong.